What is up, everybody? We are back playing some more BeamNG, and we are on I honestly can't even remember what map we're on, so let me check real quick. We are on this map, Las Colonias de Vapor, I guess, Silverstone. So we're going to be ripping this GMC here, GMC Silverado. This thing is absolutely sick. And yeah, we're just going to be kind of dicking around. Also in this video, I kind of wanted to show you guys, I know in the last BeamNG video that I put out, I was talking about how I edited the map a little bit. And so just to kind of show you guys how I did that in case you were wondering, I'll be showing that in this video just because it is kind of helpful. And not only is it helpful, but you can kind of customize the map to your desired liking. So if you don't like a certain part, or you want to smooth out a certain part, or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. And this does work on every map, not just modded maps, but maps that come with the base game. It works in as well, so that's kind of sick. But yeah, as you can see, this thing just absolutely eats it up. It's not the fastest thing in the world. I'm still working on like tuning this thing up. I'm gonna drop a bigger motor in it, I think, just to make it a little bit faster, because it is a little bit slow right now. But yeah, so I'm just basically kind of driving to a part that I want to change up, or like show you guys. And then once we get there, I'll show you exactly how to edit the map. Okay, so for editing the map, you're going to want to click F11 on your keyboard, and it's going to load up the world editor. And then once you get in there, depending on how big the map is, and if you've done like previous changes before, it might take a little bit to load into. Once you load in the first time, it's usually pretty quick after that. And then it'll automatically put you in free cam mode. So you just use your mouse, you right click, and then you can look around, and then WASD to move around. So on this map, say I'm just not a fan of these rocks here, right? I just want this to be a dirt downhill. Want no rocks. I can go up here to Forest Editor, go to Erase, and then you'll have this tool. Use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out to make it bigger. There's also a slider here you can use, but scroll wheel works pretty good. And then you basically just want to click anywhere you want to get rid of stuff. So right now I'm just clicking over and over and over again, constantly clicking. Obviously, the bigger this is, the more area it's going to get rid of. So say I want this rock to still be there. Well, if I have the circle this big, it's going to get rid of that rock to the right. It's going to get rid of this rock. So if I just want to get rid of the rocks on the actual like path itself, then you just make the circle smaller, and then you can just click and continue to click, and you can get rid of everything that you don't want. So this works for trees, rocks, shrubbery, bushes, kind of anything. You can get rid of it if you don't want it there. And yeah, so as you can see, we've kind of cleared this out already. And yeah, and then if you want to save, you can just go up to here, click File, Save Level, and then it'll pop up right there with the saved level icon. And now you can click F11 and leave and go back to driving your car if you want to. So if we click F11, we can come down here, and all those rocks are now removed and gone, and it's just the natural terrain. Obviously, only the rocks that we removed are gone. These are all still here, just kind of because I'm showing you how to do it. So yeah, so let's respawn the car here. We'll go back into F11. Yeah, so you can see it loads in way quicker after you do it the first time. But so let me think. That is how you get rid of the rocks. That's how you save stuff. And then, yeah, what else is there? So say you want this whole, like this little riverbed that comes down right here. Oh yeah, also when you save it as the level, you can exit BeamNG, go play another game, whatever, come back in. Every single time you load into this map, as long as you saved it, your changes will be saved. You would have to go in and then wherever in here you can reload the map for it to go back to the original, or you can just delete your cache and it'll bring the map back to the original, how it originally was. So yeah, so for example, if you want, you know, this riverbed and this riverbed to connect right here, you want these two riverbeds to connect. You don't want this like down, up, and then down and then up again. You just want one down, stay down, and then you come up. You can go here to terrain tools, and this is all going to look pretty complicated, but basically all you need to know is this one, so, or these three. So raise height, lower height, and smooth. And then, so we'll obviously want to lower it. It's the same thing. Your scroll wheel moves this. So we'll come here, line these up like this. We want that to be lowered, and then pressure is going to adjust basically how much terrain you take away. So if I just click the mouse once, it's not going to do much, but if I hold it, it's going to delete a lot of the map really, really quickly. You can always go back and change your what you did by just these arrows right here. So I usually like to bring the pressure down to maybe like 5. And then just because if you hold it, you won't delete an absolute shitload of the map. And then you kind of just click, hold the mouse down, move it around, and then let go and kind of see what you did there. And yeah. And then you would obviously keep moving like this. You can kind of just move the camera as you go here. And then boom, bring that down like this. And get rid of that a little bit there. Maybe bring this edge down a little bit right here. And then obviously you can adjust the pressure if need be. I usually don't mess with the softness. I just leave that at 100. Really no need to dick with that. And yeah, so now you have those two riverbeds kind of connecting there. You can bring this down and just kind of change it up to your liking. If you want it, you know, let's say you wanted this specific little hump to be lowered and you don't want the whole thing to be big, you can just bring your mouse down here and just lower that portion of it right there. So yeah, let's bring this down a little bit there. Make object select maybe, and I guess you could move this around. If you still wanted this here, you could lower it or do whatever you want with it there. Or you could just do this. You could click on these objects here and then just turn them off, basically like that. And they'll be gone. So I guess that's how you can get rid of objects that you can't use the forest editor on. So yeah, that's how you do that. And then obviously if you wanted to add terrain, it's the same exact method. You can just add terrain. So say you wanted kind of like a jump here, you could just bring this stuff kind of up like this here. bring that up like that, and yeah, and then you kind of have, you could smoothen that out a little bit, and then you kind of have like a little jump out of this little section you have here. And then if you go over here to the smoothness, it's the same thing. The more pressure, the smoother it's going to be. So say you wanted to smooth this section out, you can make this real big here and then hold this down, and it's going to flatten everything out, make everything smooth, no bumps, no humps, nothing. So you could come through here and smooth all of this out. Just like that. So there's really no like whoops or bumps or anything. It's just a smooth, flat surface. So like for here, for example, where these whoops are, bring that down here, click that one time. All you have to do is just click it once. You can just kind of click around, and then boom, all those whoops are completely flattened out. If you bring the pressure down, then obviously it's going to smooth it out a little bit less there. And then the way that I make whoops is I just go here to lower the lower terrain, and I make sure the pressure is not super high. And then if I wanted to add like a little whoop section here, I could make this as big as I want. Kind of just drag that across like that. There's a whoop there. Bring that like that, maybe. Bring this a little bit lower. Bring these across here like this. And come down a little bit more. And yeah, do that. Bring that down a little more. And then obviously if you want the whoops to be deeper, you can either just hold this for longer, or you can change the pressure as well to whatever you want. So yeah, bring that down like this here. And then yeah, so you kind of have like a little whoop section here. We can go to save here, save the level. And then obviously the more changes you do, the longer it might take to save the level. And then we can get in our car here and go over these little whoops we made. But as you can see, they're pretty big and they're pretty rough. So we might want to go in here again. And, oh, Jesus Christ, my controller just fell off my desk. You can go in here and go to the smooth, and then we can bring that down maybe to like 5 here. We'll bring the camera up and then make this bigger. And then I'll just kind of start from here and just go whoop, one little pass by. See how that looks. Another little pass there, maybe pass here. I saw a big one. Yeah, this big one down here. You come in here and smooth that out a little bit. Smooth that bump out like this here. And smooth that guy out a little bit because it's a little bit aggressive. And then depending on how big you want your whoops to be, you can just continue to smooth stuff out, or you can not smooth stuff out. Let me get my controller. If you want the whoops to be, you can change that up. So now we can see the whoops aren't as big. They're a little bit more gradual, and then towards the end they get a little bit bigger. And then if we come over this way where we did the other changes here, we can see that this is right here. This is all smoothed out now, and there's no more whoops. So that's kind of how you use the editor there. Pretty simple, honestly, not too difficult. Paint noise I kind of use sometimes if I don't necessarily want like a big whoop section, or I don't want to sit there and make whoops. You can kind of just come in here and it'll paint some roughness for you. Kind of like that. It doesn't work the best though, so I don't use it that often, just because it's kind of shitty and it doesn't work very great. But yeah, so that's kind of how you use the terrain editor, and that's kind of how I make my little customizations to my maps. But yeah, so that's how I make the customizations to the maps using the terrain editor. It's a pretty simple tool, and the more you use it, the better you'll get at it. And yeah, so now let's kind of just do a little bit of ripping here while we have a second. Let's just absolutely rip this Silverado here. One complaint about the Silverado is you cannot get rid of this bumper and make the truck actually look good, and the bumper always gets fucking ripped off every single time you're driving it, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. But you know, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? And yeah, like I said, I'm still doing some changes to this thing, so it's a little bit slow. I put a smaller motor in it, which was kind of a mistake, so it's kind of dog shit slow. So that's why we're not getting up and boogieing. But yeah, so I hope that kind of helped you guys out with the whole terrain editor thing, in case you were wondering how I did it. That's how I do it. Pretty simple. And you can kind of just, it's cool because you can customize the maps to your liking, especially for off-road. You can customize the map to your liking and add bigger whoop sections, or add jumps, or get rid of certain things you don't like, or add certain things that you would like to have there, and just whatever, you know? Pretty cool. But yeah, this thing is an absolute beast, the Silverado. I'll leave the links, like I did in the last video. I'll leave the links for the Patreons in the description, so you can get this truck and the map and all that kind of stuff. Plus, like I said before, there's a bunch of other cool maps and trucks and stuff like that in those Patreons. And then when you get the Patreon, you can join their Discord too, which is pretty cool. Everyone's super helpful over there and all that. So yeah, definitely would recommend going and checking out their Patreons for sure, that I link in the description. But yeah, with all that being said, I think that is going to do it for today's video on BeamNG. No, there wasn't a whole lot of driving and off-roading, but just kind of want to show you guys how to use that map editor, because in future videos of me doing some off-roading stuff, you're gonna see, you're gonna hear me talk about it a lot. So I figured I'd just put a video out there on how to use it, in case you guys were wondering. And yeah, the next BeamNG video will definitely be doing more ripping. So don't you worry about that. We'll definitely be doing more driving and off-roading and fucking shit up. So don't worry. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to go like, subscribe, and comment. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Peace.